here's my short and brief explanation of how we're going to handle the Old Testament Survey 2 Section B in Section I, because sometimes these things happen all at the last minute. These classes get really large, and so I appreciate some of your all's flexibility in helping us with this. Here's how we're going to keep track of our students. And I've created, so if you log into, I'll demonstrate out of Section I, and I'll show you here in the email that you get with this Watch and Learn link. I'll show you which groups that you'll be assigned to. Each of you will be assigned to a group, and here's the dashboard strategy that I'd like all of us to use for managing the cats here. So if you go in and log in, you'll have access to Control Panel. Go to Grade Center and Full Grade Center. So you can see some of the students have been doing their pre-test, and those point totals have come in. If you scroll over, what you're going to see here after the Turn It In assignments for the weekly journals, you're going to see this QEP modules 1 through 4 assignments, and that's the journal, and that's the one that we're assigning modules. So if you count up the points, modules 1 through 4 add up to 30 points. So if you position your scroll bar here, what you're going to see is QEP 1, QEP 2, QEP 3. And if you scroll up and down, you see that the open squares here represent, for the person that's assigned to QEP 1, these are the students over here whom they are responsible for. And if I just kind of scroll down and you watch QEP 1, QEP 2, QEP 3, eventually you get to the end of the QEP 1 section. Actually, this is let's build Iwasaki so he doesn't count. There. So now what we do is we end, that's the end of whoever's assigned to the group QEP 1. And then this person, QEP 2, this coach, is going to start with Mr. Edgington over here. And you continue to scroll down, and QEP modules 1, eventually here we're going to see actually an early bird student, and there's QEP 3. So the person assigned to start looking at the journal for Mr. LaFleur begins here. And so what you're doing, eventually I'll show you here, for example there, Tyler Moore is our early bird award, and there's an assignment that requires checking. So now you're ready to go in, and by clicking here you're going to be able to open up that journal for that student, and that's where you're going to post your feedback using the Blackboard journal. Now another thing about this is you can bulk email just the students that are assigned to your group. So if you have a group specific like say email feedback that you want to give everybody that would benefit everybody, you can just check the names of all the people in your group according to the schemes here, not checking anybody else, and just do the bulk email through that. Or if you just want to give him a specific email feedback, you can do that. So this is the way you can herd cats. So anybody that's, say, behind on something or hasn't gotten their assignment in, you can notify them by just checking certain specific names. In other words, letting students know you didn't get points because you missed the deadline. Let's try to get it in on time next time, kind of feedback that way. The same thing we'll do for the research paper. This is going to be the Turn It In portal, and that's the other 20 points to the 30 to equal the 50 points that you're all going to be assigning. Again, assigning of points is all easy because you're going to give full points for a student getting it in on time. And then that frees you up to go in and give the feedback based on what they've given you. So the research paper here, that's at the end of the semester, and that's the edited draft that they're submitting as a Turn It In assignment. And this is the same thing here. So you'll see an icon there that'll open up to that student assignment in the Turn It In dashboard, and then you'll be able to use Turn It In to give feedback that way to the student. And the final draft submission here, that's my responsibility for giving the final grades for the final draft, and that's not due until, for my class, April 28th. So let me know if that's not clear, that The same logic will work for what we've got going on in section B. Let me show you one more thing that might be doable. I know that this is the surefire way of keeping track of everybody, but let me show you up top another option. Now, this is another thing that I noticed about Blackboard, and some of you might even be more versed at this than myself, to my shame. But in the groups, I've hidden this from the students, but you have access to it at your TA status. You should be able to click here, and you have your all the group members in. For example, this is group. What do we got? Group 1 here, and all the students that are in group 1. Some of them even come with pictures. A lot of the online students don't have pictures because they've never been to campus. And if you click the group journal there, I think it opens up, my theory is, to the journal here. And this might be, I think, when the as you know, the journals, when they start coming in, you'll have this dashboard, and it is just group specific. Now, what I don't want you to do is award points. I'm not exactly sure about this statement here. When a grade is assigned for a group blog or journal, the grade is automatically given to all members of the group and is populated in the corresponding column in Grade Center for each group member. What I'm not sure, just to be honest, is if I put in a grade, if I'm putting in a numerical grade for that journal, if it's going to go and fill in that grade box in Grade Center with the same grade for all of the students in group QEP 1. That's why I would rather, and I'm not exactly sure, so if this whole domino falls over, we may have a logjam here at the end, but somebody can test this as you go in and start to grade and see what happens, okay? But I think this is going to be working, and we're working. Blackboard may have changed up some things from last time, so as far as a year ago when we were doing this with some of our larger sections. So thanks all for everybody's help and participation, and we'll press on. Thanks.